Hello again. This recording is for 5th grade students at Geggy, and we are continuing our study of the original colonies, and today we're going to be talking about the middle colonies. We're going to be talking about New York and Pennsylvania. So I'm going to be reading from our book, History Alive, and this is for students who were unable to attend class and didn't have their books. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first middle colony section, New York, and while we are reading through this, you should be thinking about why the colony was founded. You're describing the geography and the climate, what jobs were available, and who could participate in the government. And I think that some of you might be upset about that. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with 7.5. The colony that British renamed New York was originally settled by people from the Netherlands. The Netherlands, often called Holland, is a country in northern Europe. Its people are called Dutch. The Dutch came to the colony to set up fur trading posts. The British, however, wanted this land so that English settlers in New England could move westward. In 1664, the British captured the colony. The king gave the land to his brother, the Duke of York. New York's geography made it an excellent place for a colony. New York's harbor was ideal for shipping and trade. The valleys of the Hudson and Mohawk rivers were well suited for farming and trade. Iron, a useful mineral, was available to be mined or dug out of the ground. Winters in New York were cold, and summers were hot and humid, or moist. But long growing seasons in valleys and along the coast made farming easier than in New England. New York's economy offered good jobs for people, but also used the unpaid work of others. Farmers grew wheat, corn, vegetables, and tobacco. Other New Yorkers became miners, lumbermen, sailors, trappers, merchants, and craftsmen. However, some of these workers were indentured servants, or African slaves. Colonists had little to say in New York's government. The colony had a powerful governor who was appointed by British royalty. The governor appointed other officials and enforced the laws. Now we're going to talk about the Pennsylvania middle colony next. We're going to go ahead and stop the video, though, so that you can catch up with the information about the New York colony. Okay, so now 7.6 is about Pennsylvania, the middle colonies. The middle colony of Pennsylvania was granted to an English Quaker named William Penn in 1681. Quakers disagreed with the beliefs and ceremonies of other churches. They had no priests or ministers, and they refused to fight in wars. Before coming to America, Penn was put in jail several times for his beliefs. He wanted to start a colony where Quakers could live safely. As a result of Penn's ideas, Pennsylvania attracted people from a number of countries and religions. Penn treated Native Americans as friends, and they lived in peace with the colonists. Sadly, African slaves were brought to the colony as well, even though many Quakers were opposed to slavery. Pennsylvania's geography created many opportunities for colonists. Forests provided plenty of timber. The Delaware River Valley, which had rich soil for rich soil for farming. Minerals such as iron and coal were plentiful. Rivers provided easy transportations. Winters were cold. Rivers provided easy transportation. Winters were cold and snowy, but that did not discourage colonists. Pennsylvania developed a very successful economy with many available jobs. Farmers raised dairy cattle and grew vegetables, corn, and wheat. Other colonists became miners, lumbermen, merchants, and craftsmen. Pennsylvania became known as the best poor man's country because taxes were lower, and there were no special church taxes. At the time, many Quaker merchants and farmers became quite wealthy. Pennsylvania's government included a governor and a provincial council that made the laws. A general assembly met to pass or to reject these laws. All male property owners could vote for members of the assembly. Penn appointed the governor with the approval of the king. Now it is time for you to continue taking your notes and completing your notes for 7.6, the Pennsylvania Middle Colony.